Afternoon everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video I want to talk about my pros and cons about Reform UK and why I'm undecided about voting for them. Well, let's just talk about the leaders. Well, first of all, we've got Nigel Farage, who personally I have no issue with anyway, because I think actually he speaks facts. However, some of the things he might have said before I don't necessarily agree with, but on an overall basis I do believe the country needs change. Absolutely, and we need people that are willing to push the government into a corner and actually, go for change. Zaya Yosef, great guy, speaks bold facts, and he's a very reasonable person that can have an intellectual discussion with somebody, and he can back up what he says. Richard Tice, not so sure. I mean, he's okay, but he also has significant housing market experience, and he has a lot of properties and stuff that he owns, I believe, which could be a very big problem. These are things that they're not talking about, and this is where the cons come into place. Benefiting the rich. None of them have said that they want to tax the rich more. In fact, they want to benefit them. But a lot of people that look on the outside of this say, well, Reform want to benefit the rich. Well, that's what Labour and Conservatives have already been doing. They have not been taxing the rich any more money. So that is not a good argument. But I do believe that is something that our country needs to do more of. To taxing the rich a bit more, to getting people out of poverty, to fix our homeless crisis before helping other people. I'm all up for helping other countries. This is where I agree with Reform. But we need to cut spending back on foreign aid and things like that, because we need to fix our own country and our people. Our people come first before anything else. It's not about pleasing man. It's about pleasing our own country first. Might sound selfish, but that's the way that any country works. All countries look after their own people before they help anyone else. It's just common sense. Now, the immigration problem. Well, from what I see, people are coming over from France who have come from Afghanistan under the Taliban rule, and they're coming over to our country. Well, who are they? This is a big question. Who are these people? But there's no control whatsoever, no proper plan on this subject. In fact, all we've got is we're going to just put them up in hotels and sign new contracts, even under the new government. The one thing I don't like about this Labour government at the moment is they are too ignorant. They're too prepared to back up Rachel Reeves, who lied to us, and they don't care about us. Because if they did, they'd have some decency. Keir Starmer would have actual decency and moral decency to actually fire Rachel Reeves for lying. But she also lied on her CV as well. But they also want to help, other countries and all that. They've basically done an injustice to our own country. They recognise the Palestinian state just to, keep the peace. But he's too busy pleasing other people over our own. No government so far, even Conservatives, have not actually fixed our homeless crisis. We need to fix our people, our veterans. We need to be fixing our own country, making it prosperous. Another way of making it prosperous is to cut the business rates and tax rates, which even Reform UK are not talking about. We need to definitely do that, because that is definitely something we need to do, because people are on diluted hours, on universal credit because they can't work a full-time contract, and it's getting worse and worse, more diluted hours due to the expense of running a business. And even ones that can put people on hire contracts are copying this, like Tesco's, for example, are putting a lot of people on part-time contracts, which in my opinion isn't too good either. But it's all about cutting costs, and everyone's copied this, even if they don't need to cut the costs. They just copied it because it's been acceptable and okay. But this is a huge problem for our country, because what's happening is people that are eligible to work, and this is how unfair it is, right? If somebody's on universal credit because they can't find a job, generally needing the system because they can't find a job that pays them enough money to live, that's what it's for. If someone's on universal credit, eligible to work, they get paid less than somebody that's not eligible to work or sick. But that's just stupid, because I understand that people that are sick, unfit to work, should be getting paid a good amount. That's correct. But I also believe that people that cannot find a job quickly, even if they're applying to 90 jobs a week, just can't find one, universal credit should be the same as somebody that's off sick to work anyway. Why is it different? It shouldn't be different. But it's because they want to encourage people to work more. But it's not very encouraging either when someone that's off sick to work could work 16 hours a week and then get told, well, you can get £400 before we deduct money off of you. You can still work in a part-time hospitality job, which is very common these days, but we're going to let you have a 16-hour buffer of work before you get any deductions. Why the hell is that not the same for anybody that's uneligible to work? Because it says it's on the DWP website, but I don't think the system's fair, And it's raining at the moment, and it's getting a bit dark, so I'm gonna call that video to an end. But please put your comments in the comment section below, and I look forward to hearing from you all. Take care. God bless everybody. I hope this has been a great video for you, and hope you've benefited from listening to this and taking some points on board. All right, cool. I'll see you around.